Hey, what's up, guys? Carlos from Team Breakthrough coming at you with something new you never seen in this channel, but something really weird because usually you see like meta decks here or here and there, but like this is more casual than anything. This is a deck that I never got to play when it was full power, mainly because of its prices, and at the time I wasn't really into Yu-Gi-Oh like that. But anyways, it's Sylvan's, and this is made for the new format and whatnot. So let's see. So here we go. So for the level ones, we played two Peacekeeper. He's a really good normal summon. His normal summons that he mills the top card of the deck, and like it's good because you can stack like the card with Sylvania, but there's not much you can do with him unless you have another tuner. Most of the time, if you normal summon him like turn one, he's probably just gonna stay there unless you have like a really busted play or follow play. Otherwise, you can trade it off for Sylvania too. But so really good at two. We kind of bumped out the normal summons because you kind of need normal summons to get like the engine going. We run two Sprout. This is before like the Exceed. I can't remember it, but the Exceed for Sprout got announced. So it's a level one. It's a rank one. So you can actually use her to make an Exceed and like all these guys. So for example, like you can summon this and this and make the Exceed. And the Exceed is actually really good, but I can't remember the name of it. But anyways, and then you guys pretty much know the effects of these guys. If you guys don't know, you can comment in the section below and I'll tell you what they do. But this deck is kind of old, so. But anyway, so yeah, two Sprout, one Global and one Spore. Generic plant tuners. And then we run two Rose Lover. Rose Lover is really good, especially working with Sylvania because you can pitch it, stack your deck, and then banish it to special and then mill. Like it's like a one card combo. It's really good. Actually two if you count Sylvania, but like on itself, it replaces itself, and then when you mill, it can potentially create your +1. And then we run 2 Maxi. That's it for the hand traps. I feel like consistency is kind of an issue with this deck, and like every deck nowadays special summons. So maybe get into one of your combo pieces of like faster will be really good. And then if you draw something that you don't want to, it's fine because you have not a Sylvania, Sylvan Charity, so you can return the cards that you didn't want in your head in your hand. We'll play one Mushroom. There's not much back row right now where we at. It's more like pendulum and spells and stuff like that. There's not much like traps. And then if so, you can like side if you want to. But for the main deck, like one is fine. You can also set it. It has a really big defense, so it's really good for like a set if you don't have a follow play. And then when it's flip up, it mills 5, so that's really good to keep your engine going. We'll play one Marshall Leaf. Marshall Leaf is really good. It's another normal summon which is actually better. This is a better normal summon because you like the simple fact that you can mill up to 2. So it's really good. And then the typical 3 Fire Blossom, really good card. If you draw Soul Church, you probably win. Does not matter what you're facing. And then through Sejukoya, pretty good to make those rank 7s that everybody kind of forgot about them, but they still kind of have those really good effects. Really good. 3 Hermitry mostly is the main monster. Basically, you're gonna make most of your plays go through him. It's really good just bumping on rank 8s. And then that's it for the monsters. Then for the spells, we run through Sylvania. A lot of people run 2, but Sylvania is just a really important card. You want to see it as like in your opening hand if you every time. And then what's it called? We run a terraforming along with it. So it's basically 3 Sylvanias. It's fine if you run multiple because most of the time your opponent's gonna get rid of this, and if they don't, like you can like replace it. Like it's never a dead card, and Sylvania is just really important to get your engine going. And the one terraforming, of course. Then we run 3 Sylvan Charity. Like I said, this is a really good card because you can return the cards that you draw off of Maxi or even itself. If you don't want them in your hand, you can just put them back into a deck, and it's really good, especially because you draw three. You can draw into like Soul Charge and a Fire Blossom, and it would just probably get you the game. And then third Miracle Fertilizer. This card is just amazing. In a sense, it's way better than the even Monster Reborn, because if you make Aurea, if you have multiples, or even just one, it does not matter. But if you have a multiples and you make Aurea, you can bounce this back and redo it again. It's just really good card. The only downside, you cannot normal and special, but then again, you only have a certain amount of normal summons in this deck, so that don't really kill your deck at any point. We have rank 1 Regeki because if you go second, you want to clear your opponent's board because you don't want to deal with like floodgate monsters and whatever. 1 for 1 to get the what's it called, the tuners out, and it's actually really good. The pitching is actually really good. If you wanted to, I don't, but I don't run Toon Twister, but if you wanted to, you can run Toon Twister because of this card. Because like these plants are better off in the graveyard most of the time than they're in the hand. So that's one Foolish, you know, for obvious reason. Soul Charge for the same purpose, obvious reasons. And then for the traps, we do run more traps than the usual. We run Vanities, Solemn Warnings, and 3 Solemn Strike. This gives you a little follow play or just a little defense, so you don't like out or lose to it. Because like when this deck was at full power, it was, you know, set up your board and then Vanities, Emptiness, and then you kind of won. But then Emptiness went to 1, and so you kind of have to like run this card to create a little defense so you don't look out or lose. And then that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, we run 2 Aurea for the same purpose because he's it doesn't target when he banishes. I'm sorry, not banishes. When he bounces, it doesn't target, so it's really good, and you can bounce back your own stuff like the Miracle Fertilizer, so it's really good. Then we run 1 number 11 Big Guy. I know targeting is kind of dead in the game at the moment, which is why it makes this card really good. But this card, there's also like one of those monsters that you can actually target, and then you can bring them to your side and they make an Exceed or a Synchro with it. It's just really good overall. We still run the Dracosag. Dracosag can be kind of like stalling or whatever, but it's really good. And you can make secrets with their tokens. One Flammero, if you like attack your opponent, you couldn't kill them, you make this and then kind of make them kill themselves in their turn. And then 1 Higher Protector. So basically what happens is if you make this turn 1, you kind of just start digging for the Soul Charge. And you can call Soul Charge and hopefully you get lucky. Also it balances, but it's kind of a weaker version of Aurea because it targets and it only does 1. 1 Felgren and 1 Hope Harbinger for obvious reasons. I decided to play the second Aurea over the Felgren because I thought it was better in this format. 1 Black Rose to clear our board. And then for the Asynchros, the Spark Dragon, Scarlight, the Omega. The Omega is actually pretty amazing in this deck because all you like, for example, the Rose Lover banishes itself, and also the what's called like the stuff you banish to make a Spore gain levels, you can bring him back, and like it's a really like a mini loop with our Rose Lover because you can banish Rose Lover, right, in special, and then your standby phase you return it back, and then on your turn you do it again. So it's kind of like a mini loop that you have going on. It's just overall a really good card. 1 Sulkin, and to go with that, the Crystal Wing. This is amazing in this deck because the Spore basically makes that possible. So for example, you have, you know, like a level 7 or 8, and then you just make the Spore gain that level, or, you know, become that level, and then you just set a card, and then this is like an auto. So like the good thing about this deck is that like you don't have to go neg to make this play. Like you can actually do it as a plus. So for some decks, you know, you have to either choose between making like having your engine going or making this play. This deck can actually do both, like get the engine going and make this play at the same time. So you can make this and end up with other Xyz, really easily, so it's really good. You don't have to sacrifice much to have that happen. And then for the last one, we run a Leo because it's really accessible. But yeah, and there's no side because obviously it's just a fun deck. But hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was something different other than meta, but you know, we're just waiting for the meta to kind of define so we can start putting our input into that side of the game. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you guys later. Bye.